Good morning, everyone, and welcome.
The regular meeting of the Provincial Peace and Order Council with the attendance of the provincial officials and employees of the provincial government is now hereby called to order. May I request the Secretariat to call the roll. The Director of the Department of Interior and Local Government, Director Pablo Benitez, to do the honor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. The PPOC members in attendance are the following. Of course, our presiding officer, the Provincial Governor, Attorney Henry S. Waminal, the Provincial Vice Governor, Honorable Rowena L. Gutierrez, the SP Chair on Committee on Peace and Order and Disaster Preparedness and Management, Honorable Nemesio D. Lahay-Lahay Sr., the Provincial SK Federated President, Sangguniang Kabataan, Honorable Alicia Ann D. Pau, the Provincial Chapter President, Liga ng Mga Barangay, Honorable Freddy B. Maliksi, the President, Philippine Councilors League, Honorable Luida L. Alcalde. We also have with us this morning the Honorable Mayors first from the City Mayor of Oroquita City, Honorable Limuel Merrick M. Acosta, the City Mayor of Tangob City, Honorable Sabiniano S. Canama, the Municipal Mayor of Sinacaban, who is also the President of the LMP, Honorable Delio T. Lood, the President of the Vice Mayors League of the Philippines, Honorable Estela Obot Estanio, our Provincial Director of the PNP, Police Colonel Dwight Domingo Munato, the Battalion Commander, 10th Infantry Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Jose Andre Monje, the Station Commander, Coast Guard Station, G.R. Bryant Piñones, of course, yours truly, the Provincial Director of the DILG, Pablo L. Benitez Jr., the Provincial Officer of the PIDEA, Mr. Elvis M. Taghoy Jr., the DNR Penro, Ray S. Fernandez, the OIC Provincial Director of TESDA, Nora Lane Rasul, PhD. The District Engineer DPWH1 is represented. Engineer Charito B. Madula is represented by Engineer Noli B. Bulando. Engineer Caroline C. Abinalis, the OIC District Engineer of DPWH2. The Schools Division Superintendent of DepEd, SDS Rinaldo E. Manuel Jr., the Provincial Fire Marshal, BFP, Superintendent Gregorio El Bambo, Provincial Administrator of the BJMP, Jail Senior Inspector Ronil Inot is represented by SGO4 Neil Aboton, Provincial Director of DTI, Ma'am Luz Galda, the President of Oroquita City of the Council of Churches, Pastor Nathan Bendoy, IPHO-PGO, Dr. Hali Tago is represented by Dr. Helvin Jose Sarigumba, the Acting PDRMO, PGO, Brigadier General Joseph Villanueva, retired, the OPPDC PGO, Mr. William V. Valles Jr., the Provincial Agriculture Officer of the PGO, Police Brigadier General Ismael Yu, retired, is represented by Ann Faye Kagaanan. The Provincial Environment and Natural Resources Officer, PGO, Ma'am Mercy Uy. Mr. Chair, out of 39 members, there are 29 present. And at this juncture, Mr. Chair, I would like to acknowledge also the presence of our Regional Director of the COMELEC, Sir Attorney Pagbutay, and of course, our Provincial COMELEC, Attorney Alinas, and with us also the mayors from different cities and municipalities of this province, the provincial board members, the department heads, colleagues in the government service, maayong buntag kanatong tanan.
Okay. Thank you very much, Director Benitez. There being 29 members, regular members present out of 39, the chair declares the existence of a quorum. Before we will proceed to the items in the agenda, the chair would like to make his opening message in relation to this fourth quarter Peace and Order Council meeting. Can I have- Kumusta man mo? Hello man. Vice Governor Wing Gutierrez and the members of the Provincial Board, PGMO officials and employees, we are deeply honored with the presence also of our First District Congressman Jason Almonte, and considering that we are in an election period, we are honored and grateful with the presence of our original director of the Commission on Election, who is here in the province for the final guidance to the Joint Task Force Committee on Election. And in this Peace and Order Council meeting, we hope that he can also share few updates in relation to the forthcoming barangay and SK election. Director Magbotay, sir, thank you. City and municipal mayors, the members of the Peace and Order Council of the province, of course, Attorney Alinas here, our provincial election supervisor, is also one of the members. Their employees, good morning. The enemies of our reforms strike again. Last October 15, at 11:10 in the evening, a very strong, improvised, explosive device exploded and hit my convoy near at the house of Soman. It was not only a dastardly, a cowardly act, but also barbaric and a terrorist act. This IED, this is condemned as a terrorist act, not only nationally, but also internationally. Thanks to our dear Lord for His intercession, for the miracle that none of us in the convoy were hurt despite of the damage sa atong mga sakyanan. Can we give a big hand to the Lord? it's really challenging our development trust of 5 aims in achieving our vision of Asenso Misamis Occidental. It is a challenge to our leadership and of course to our law enforcers. Why I said enemies of our reforms? If we trace back the happenings as early as October 9 at 9:36 in the evening, ex-Governor Philip Tan posted in his Facebook kung naay now suing, napoy next suing, o coming soon, pagkatrili daw sa matag gutlo. It can mean so many interpretation, but at that time it was posted before the incident happened. It might not be that alarming. On October 11, while gitagaan ko ninyo og usa ka birthday festive celebration, and while we were inaugurating and doing some of our continuing social services program, ang spokesman way back sa Kuratong Baliling, the spokesman of the drug lords way back the time of the late Mayor Paruhinog, the spokesman of ex-Governor Philip Tan and his team in the last election, went live og muni ang iyang pagtimbaya sa atong birthday celebration.
Pizza ko si mo na nag-birthday lang nga demonyo ha. Condolence ha. Condolence mo sa amin sa Occidental. Dili congratulations. Hinaot ko nga
padayag na siya og something that will happen which relates to death situation. Kay condolence man ang iyang gipaabot, mo man ang iyang birthday greetings. On October 12 at 6:44 p.m., doon na po sila gipost nga nag-ingon, by the way, happy birthday, hinaot, last birthday na nimo ni an advance RIP. On October 15, alas 9 sa gabi, duha ka oras before the explosion, moni ang post ni ex-governor Tan. Lunes, pwede exciting because October 15 was Sunday. Pwede po makapungot. Depende ra gyud nimo. So, projecting nga sa ilang grupo, exciting ang mahitabo to all of us who are working hard for the greater glory of Misamis Occidental, di siyempre, makapungot. Even in a simple analysis o sa inaordinaryo nga pagsabot, naaslay knowledge sa posible nga nahitabo. Tungod sa miracle, tungod sa divine intercession, nga wala ray nasakitan o kaloy sa Diyos ang inyong gobernador niya paghapon karon sa inyong atubangan, lahi na pod. Lahi na pod ang tuno sa ilang mga mensahe. Ilan na pong gipagawas nga ambos me. So, ambos me to gun wrong. Matod pa nila, wala kuno'y lami ang script. Sila mo'y knowledge sa nahitabo. Prior nahitabo. So, posible nga kauban sila nagplano. Wala magmalampuso ng ilang plano, ipagawas na pod nga kita mo'y nagplano. Unsa man nga klase. Gipagawas nila si kanhi gobernador. Dili man ta iyon ana akong pagkaila niya. Dusi katuig ko siyang gimahal, gisuportahan. Gikan sa kinatabukan sa akong kasing-kasing. Hangtod sa iyang pagtraidor sa ako. So that October 17, yang gipagawas na pod nga ang drama, no, o gipicture out sa pagtanaw sa sini, no, nga nanggawas ang nananaw og sini, nagbagulbol nganong gitawag nga action movie nga mas angayan man og drama comedy movie. Kay wala ta mamatay, dili action, drama. Moving forward, ang ilang spokesman, makusganon kayo munimdrap og high-ranking police officials. Siyempre, kung inindrap nimo, you're giving fear or nakapaka blihok ka sa action or movement sa atong police officials. Ilang post, live announcement sa ilahang spokesman.
Si General Acorda mismo na-engage anong 2021 because way back then, he was the regional director of regional police then. With it, ang iyang tao na si Colonel Obong nga di gyud ganahan. If in case, moingon si Henry Waminal na di siya gusto nga si Monaco maimulid sa investigation. Di siya gusto nga si Brigadier General Ricardo Layon. Or di siya gusto si Chief PNP mo execute sa order sa presidente sa mga nato kinsa may ang investigaron. Si Richard Sumagan, ako ay idol. Unang
Og kinsa siya, which probably later on this can be properly addressed by our PNP officials. A later part of this week, last Friday, ilang gi-attempt og circulate dito sa social media o sa mainstream media sa Manila. To substantiate further sa ilahang ipagawas nga ambush me or fake ambush. Look at this press release nga wala makagawa. Waminal sli attempt, attention or assassination. Kanang contributor diha nga ilang gipagawas. We are searching kay murapod og dami lang gyapon nga pangalan. Kita diri sa Misamis Occidental, di naman siguro ta kinahanglan og atensyon. No? Kay sa atong binuhatan sa pag-usad sa atuang mga programa sa atuang pagpadagayday sa 5 ka 5 Ms. Ang atong mga katawhan gawas nga nagkadasig pagsuporta, malipayon na nga mi-internalize sa atong 5 Ms. Misamis nun, magpuyong malinawon. Galing. Kinilang pagkamalinawon karon nato. Mo'y nahimong giabot og dakong pagsulay sa atong pagkamalambuon. Ang atong mga farmers sa agricultural sector, they are now enjoying the good harvest with our free fertilizers program, including the land preparations nga atong gihatag libre kanila ug kakugi na lang ang ilahang kapital. The initial harvest for this season should nga ang national average harvest metric ton per hectare, which is only 4.9, atong masurpassed hopefully in this harvest, because the initial harvest that we have from Bonifacio, from the city of Osamis, we are yielding now from 5.6 metric tons to 6 metric tons per hectare. Before moving forward to that accomplishment, kining ilang gibuhat karon na-refresh na sad kita niadtong December 22, 2021 of that sniping incident that happened in Tangob City, which until today walay resulta sa investigasyon, and as per terminology of the Philippine National Police, it became a cold case. Why? What happened at that time? As early as December 3 and 4 of that year, and it can be gleaned in the records of the blatter in the PNP police station in Tangob City, that ex-mayor Jennifer Tan and Philip Tan put into the blatter. Nagpa-blatter sila nga they will be assassinated by former and now city mayor, former congressman and now city mayor Bin Kanama, and former board member and now city vice mayor Tito Desina. Unsa may lang purpose nga makita sa hitsura ni Mayor Bin, gawas nga siya na igsoon nga pare. He was once a seminarian. Matod pa sa taga-Tangob dili gani makapatay og lamok sa iyang virtues, sa iyang pagkatao. But what happened? O mo to yung nahitabo. Gapablater nga sila mo i-ambush, i-assassinate, kita mo na-snipe pagka December 2022. And then, karon mo na po ipagawas tungod sa divine intervention, ambush or bump me. Grabe naman. No? Siyaw-siyawa na nimo ang usa ka detonated IED. To all PGMO officials and employees, I continue to urge all of you, all of us, that despite of this continuing challenge, this increasing security threat, dili ta magpatalaw. Let us continue to work harder og mahimo dungagan panato ang atong kakugi para magmadaogon kita sa atong tinguha nga mapalambo moasinso ang Misamis Occidental o ang mga katawhan magpuyong malinawon, malambuon o malipayon. We should not allow these enemies of our reforms to come out as winner. Nasulayan, nabitaw nato sila. No. Wa man ninyo matilawi ang mga benefits nga atong nahatag ninyo nga pariha ramanta ning punduha sa dihang sila pa'y nagdumala sa probinsya. So, let's stay focused to our agricultural people, kay kamo ang usa sa atong ligon nga haligi sa atong mga programa. Dungagan pa nato. O nasayod mo kung unsa pa ang atong aspirations to have a more or less closer to perfect implementation sa atong agriculture programs. Ang atong mga kawanis sa tourism, medyo dili nato ni i-consider as setback ang nahitabo. Padayon, because I know nga the Filipino people will understand. And of course, daan mang nakasabot na ang atong mga igsoong misamis nun. And in due time, our law enforcers, our Philippine National Police, our armed forces, and other law enforcement agencies can catch them and put an end to all these sanababits acts nila. to our health and hospital sector. I know we have increased pag-paasinso sa atong quality service. Originally, when we assume the total occupancy rate was not that high. That was only for MOPH. There were only an average of 77 patients in a month. And now we have an average of 220 patients a month. Aside from giving at least available na ang tambal, available na ang doctors. But still, let's double our efforts. Kaya nga naman, di paghapon, malikayan, no? Nga naagapoy lapsis na to. Kaya naaman sa paghihapon ang mga reklamo nga may abot nganhi kanako. But I know, kaya na nato tanan to our health and hospital leaders. Of course, ang atong programa sa edukasyon, ato gapong ipadayon. Mr. William Valles ang atong planning head who coordinates the One Family, One Professional program, and in coordination with our DepEd people, let us intensify further our education program o sa infrastructure ato ipadayon nga di lang segundo distrito nga puro konkreto ang mga kadalanan, but it should be in the whole province now, of course, with the help of Congressman Jason Almonte, our congressman in the 1st District. In the last Provincial Peace and Order Council meeting, there was an excellent report by our law enforcers, by the PNP. Crime rates of Miss Oak had really gone down, sometimes, or most of the times, 0-0. Walay insidente. Tremendously reduced. Na challenge lang ta nining maong nahitabo. Katong giingon sa animal nga nangintriga sa pulis. While it is true, and I'd like to put it into record, that our good provincial director, Colonel Dwight Monato, is a personal choice of current PNP Chief General Acorda. The process as provided under the law for the provincial governor to choose from among the 3 nominees has not yet been exercised or observed by the PNP. But despite of that fact, for the almost 2 months of Colonel Donato, he is doing good and he earned the trust and confidence of the provincial government and our Peace and Order Council and this governor. Can we give a big hand to Colonel Donato? And I understand nga dili siya madala o unsa man nga baseless intriga sa atong mga enemies of the state. And Misamis Occidental, and for the whole Region 10, for that matter, we are also fortunate that upon the retirement of our previous RD, who had served us for more than a year, who had also performed exemplary on the basis of his leadership that affects the good peace and order of Misamis Occidental. No, I'm referring to the former Director General Co-op. His successor, despite of this number of days only, because he had assumed last October 9, has also displayed a very good leadership, a snappy leadership, and for the past 9, and today is October 23. So 23 minus 9 is 14 days. No? So nakaanhi siya diri dayon atong turnover sa police station sa Pangdalaga and oversee the maintenance, the preservation of our peace and order situation. He has also earned that respect and trust and confidence of our leadership. Can we give a big hand to General Ricky Layo? Ang atong mga kapulisan, in fairness, the whole PPO, including the support units, they are doing their best. Kita nako ang ilang sinseridad, ang ilang dedication, except nga naagihapoy apparently unscrupulous police officer. You look at this post. Ipakita itong marka sa post. This is the post of police officer Rimar Sinados. He is with Rimar Sinados is a police officer assigned in the ABSI group. Airport. Nasa airport sa Osamis. With Idnil Bunsua. Who is this Idnil Bunsua? He is in the regional intelligence unit. This is not under sa Protena. This is a separate unit under IG. And he is the current assigned security officer of former board member Elsa Navarro. Charles Cuarto, usa ka pulis nga naa sa atong PPO. Unsay gipost? Aw kung kani gihapon ang nabutang sa number inverted exclamation, is it plus or cross din ana? And then the comment, manho na, ha ha ha, wala palabot ang wala dire. Manho na, so human na. This is a public post. No? So, unsa man nga klase sa mind-setting na? That's why we have to be very careful. No? Okay. So, of course, I'd like to commend also the performance of our armed forces of the Philippines, particularly the Philippine Army, from the division, 1st Infantry Division, to the brigade, and down to our 10th Infantry Division of the Philippine Army. Through their efforts, one of our desire that Misamis Occidental will become an insurgency-free. Hopefully, in due time, before the end of the year, we might can achieve that status. Can we give a big hand to the Philippine Army, headed by Colonel Moni? In closing, to the Peace and Order Council members, we have a lot of things to address. Immediate situation. That's why today we will listen and hear the updates from our leaders in the Philippine National Police, from the Philippine Army, and also a brief update from the Commission on Election in preparation to the coming October 30 election, which I believe, on the basis of the initial update extended to me, Ms. Ock is, we believe, no, because of the current leadership of our COMELEC, of our law enforcers, and of our local chief executives, where we are supporting strongly the current COMELEC resolution of making this election a clean, a very clean and honest election in reality, not only in words. That's why we are supporting, no, that this time mag-materialize na sa Ms. Ock the advocacy of no vote buying and vote stealing. Again, to our officials and employees of the province, we still have a lot of things to do. And to the PPOC, which we will be discussing now. Kaning atong pagpaningkamot, ang atong dedication, atong isubmit tanan ngadto sa kahitasan. Complete surrender. Sa atong sinseridad, pagpangalagad, atong buhaton kutob as humanly as possible. And then, everything will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thank you very much for all your support.
Na ang miring anang pitsaha or anang ngasikan kay registered naman ang tanang number na to. Ang cellphone nga mi tawag o cellphone nga mi receive, di ba na pwede na to malantaw sa area sa Clarin nga cell site? Kay gamay ramang kayo ang tao ni panahon na, more or less na ara sa mga 200 ka mga cellphone ang miring anang orasa or anak nga sikan.
May we request Colonel Monato to respond on the query of the provincial prosecutor.
Yes, sir. Yes, Fiscal, no, we can consider that sa amuang investigation, we can enlist the assistance of our RACU units so that through them we can connect with the telcos para mahibalaan nato ang kung kang isang cellphone ang nagring during the incident. So it's really possible, and thank you for the suggestion. We can consider that sa among technical investigation.
Okay. The Honorable Jojo Chong of Jimenez.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Sa discussion man gud nato ganina, sir, regarding sa security sa atong governor. Yeah. If we all note, this is the fourth time sa attempt sa life sa atong governor. Fourth, I was informed fourth, pero ang akong nahibalaan third, but it's the fourth time. So, inani, sir, kini bang normal nga, ordinaryo rin nga akong hunahuna, sir, pero normal ni nga pangunahuna sa tao, na kung dili nila makuha ang punuan, ilang pasakitan ang punuan, by cutting some branches, and we are the branches. So, unsa may sugyot ni mong protocol, sir, para sa amoa, ng mga branches sa atong gobernador, who are fully supporting the administration.
Yes, Colonel Monato.
Yes, sir. So far, the Police Provincial Office is continuously conducting threat assessment to all elective government officials within the province. No? So, based on our records, one of the government officials nga tag-as ang threat is really the governor. But I cannot discuss here the nature of the threat because that is highly confidential. We can only relate to him the nature of the threat. So we've been communicating with the security officer of the governor so that we can beef up the security, no, sa iyang areas of engagement and sa iyang residences. So, very risky ang positions ni Governor, but the only way to mitigate the risk is maximum security coverage. No, we want him to do his normal routine. We don't want him na ma-prevent ang iyang daily lives because of these threats. That's why we are doing our responsibility to really strengthen our intelligence gathering so that we can inform him of any form of threats. It's just that this is a very unfortunate event nga di nato na monitor. So we've seen some shortcomings, especially on the aspect of intelligence monitoring. We have so one intervention gihatag sa MUA by our regional director is really to capacitate the intelligence capability of the provincial office by designating highly qualified intelligence officers diri sa atong probinsya. So as I've said, based on our records, sa mga mayors, I have not seen a high risk threat assessment as of now. Only the governor. Thank you.
Congressman Jason.
Good morning, everybody. First question, for the investigators, how are they treating this? Is this a part of the incident which happened December 21, 2022, and this 2021, and this incident is is this a continuing crime? You treat this a part of the incident in 2021? That's my first question. Second, with the presentation shown by the governor, there are insinuations or hate level being raised on Facebook and everything. How do the investigators would treat that? Because hate triggers crime. So if somebody would insinuate something or triggers hate, and it would be resulted into a crime, so how are the investigators try to treat that?
Okay, Director, could you please respond?
Yes, sir. For the first question, Kong, we are considering it, we're considering all angles sa investigations. We have also looking at the circumstances of the incident in Tangub so that we can really determine if this is a continuing attempts on the life of the governor. So, naana sa radar sa investigators nato ang incidents. I think that was the third attempt, as the governor said, that was the third attempt on his life. So, that is part of the continuing investigation. No? Nasa sa radar sa investigators nato ang Tanggup incident. Then, as to the second questions about the social media post, so we have directed our concerned office, PPO, to really review ang mga social media postings, so that kung naay musulti dito, naay mag-post that is really incriminating or it has information that is germane to the case, ang plano namo is to invite them in the investigation office so that we can take statements from them. Kay eventually, if we will file a case, we really have to transform these informations into a black and white forms. So although we will not be swayed by the social media propagandas, we have to be objective sa amuang investigation, but since very prevailing katong mga insinuations and derogatory remarks sa social media, one option is to invite those people that could potentially give us the information, and at the same time we can also post some counter actions, especially kung unsay mga applicable laws that could be applied to those netizens who are posting unnecessary remarks that is connected to the investigation.
So, Colonel, meaning they would be part of the persons of interest on your investigation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. From the media, are there any?
Mayor Animas.
Mayor Animas, no?
Mr. Chair, good morning. I want to address my question to PD Munato. PD, you said a while ago na as of the information, the governor or his family may assessment threat na high. So, how about the other mayors and board members? What's the status? What is the situation?
To tell you honestly, Mayor, you have a very low threat ang mga mayors diri. Very low kayo ang ilang threat level. So, but you can always ask your chief of police, respective chief of police, to continuously make a threat assessment. Make a continuous threat assessment so that from time to time, kung naay mo gawas during the threat assessment, you can always adjust the security package for you as the mayor.
Thank you, PD. As for me, hindi ako makapaniwala na low threat sa akin. In fact, that Darwin Aguirre, kung tinitira niya si Gob, that Aguirre, palagi din niya akong tinitirahan. No? Then, aside of Aguirre, my political opponents sa Pangdalaga. That's why I'm reacting the last time nag-POC tayo na yung mga hotspot na barangay, why ang sa Pangdalaga, 0 yung incident for 2 past election na the 2019, yung isang tao doon, inambush. Then, 2022 election, yung naambush sa 2019, sa 2022 election, pinasok talaga siya sa bahay nila, recovering 90 empty shells of M16. So nagtaka ako na bakit, that's why I called you, no? Then the second one, yung isang ni-raid ng ARSOG, 2 tao ko na-raid during that election, upcoming election on that 2022, 2 tao ko ni-raid ng PNP ARSOG. Yung dalawa nakapiyansa. After a week na nakapiyansa siya, namatay by a M16 long firearm ang ginamit. So, that's why, one, nagtaka ako bakit ang sa Pangdalaga walang report na hotspot na barangay. Second, sa akin lang, as well as the fellow politicians, na sa tingin ko, speaking to myself, consider ko na sa akin, high threat ako. Thank you.
Yes, Mayor. As to sa first question nimo, I think it was not accepted as election areas of concern ang barangay because di siya pasok sa balaod prescribed by the COMELEC. So di na siya guidelines from the PNP. It is a guidelines from the COMELEC. So as much as we want to put it in the election areas of concern, we are prevented from doing so because of the guidelines from the COMELEC. Okay, I think some of the incidents you have mentioned happened in a few back elections. Pero sa COMELEC, first katang 2 preceding elections. And aside from that, kinahanglan gyud nga he is a candidate. He should be a supporter of the candidate. Basig wa ma-emphasize sa report nga he is a strong supporter of the candidate. So maybe because of those technicalities, di siya masulod sa parameters.
PD. Yung dalawang incident, napasok yun for last 2 past election. Then that 2 men na ni-raid, that was identified yun as my follower, whatsoever kung ano. Sa akin lang, within our town, politika talaga yun. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mayor Animas. Anybody? Yes, Pastor Bindoy.
Good morning sa tanan, to our good governor. Mr. Chair, dili ni siya question, but Vero Kita City Council of Churches expressing our condemnation to the attempted attack on your life, and we are praying for an immediate investigation result and pray that the perpetrators will be put to justice. And also just to encourage our good governor and the rest of all of us that God has set two authorities on earth. And the first authority is state authority. Now, ako na lang binisahiyon. Gidiligar gyud sa Dios ang otoridad sa government sa atong governor. And to encourage you, Governor, whatever be the attacks of the enemy in your life, actually, ang ilang gi-attack is God who is delegating you the authority. So, any attempts will not prosper. Muna nga, pila ka attempts na to attack your life, wa ginami prosper because it is God who has set you here to do His purpose for His people. So, wala, di na mo prosper go, bito dinuod, yun, isang tuod o kita, buhato na to kutos mahimo ang pagbantay. Pero, at the end of the day, ang Diyos mo'y magpanalipod na to. And again, nagsuporta mismo praying for you with the support of our Mayor, Lemuel Acosta. And in fact, last Saturday, there was a plan for a prayer rally, but it was hold. But bisan og na-hold to, still, we will let you know that we are on your side. That's good morning.
Daghang salamat, Pastor. If there are no questions, shall we proceed to... Yes, can you please identify yourself?
Junior Cabanday from Iligan, DXIC. Registration po. To PD, sir. Mangutan na lang kung unsay capability sa PNP to handle the investigation on the bombing incident. Narabay task force inyong gimugna aron mapaspasan ang investigation? Thank you.
Yes, based on our regulations, the case does not call for the creation of special investigation task groups. Kaya naman may regulations, it's a memorandum circular issued by the national headquarters on what cases would trigger the creation of the special investigation task group. But nevertheless, sa level sa Police Provincial Office, we have created a tracker teams. We have groups of investigators focusing on the investigation, no? So that we can really, with the help, of course, of our technical people from the explosives ordnance units and forensics units. As of now, we are relying on the technical aspect of the investigation, and really the focus is there. We are treating it very seriously. We are meeting almost daily just to determine the updates of the investigation. So the level of investigation now is at the hands of the Clarin police stations with the support of the investigation office of the Misamis Occidental Police Provincial Office.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Mr. Paul Acobiba. Yes, the one holding the microphone. Please
Hi, sir.
identify. Yeah.
Good morning. I'm Bobby Lagsa. I'm with the Philippine Daily Inquirer. First question, sir, is, klaro lang ako, this is the third or fourth attempt on your life. Okay. Ganina, marang third, pero sa mga ibang report is fourth attempt. So, yes, sir, is this the third or the fourth attempt?
Fourth attempt.
Fourth attempt, okay, klaro. So, ganina, earlier in your speech, you mentioned Philip Tan as you suspect, no?
I did not see a suspect. I only posted his post
Okay.
prior to the incident and after the incident, and for the Peace and Order Council and the people to analyze and understand kung unsay buot pasabot sa iyang post.
And last week also, Report and Rappler nag-mention nga you also suspect narco-politics possible behind motives.
I did not mention narco-politics, but in my previous statements in relation, I mentioned that possibility of those remnants of the drug personalities and even the organized crime group who were those which was dismantled by former President Digong Duterte's political will, which is being supported by this leadership in the 2nd District at that time when I was congressman and now as governor.
Kadaghan ng mga natam sa mga kinabuhi, sir. Unsa magi sa imong feeling nimo nga gina-target ka man gyud? What's in you nga sa una pang panahon hangtod karon gina-target ka man? Can you give us like a walkthrough nga anong feeling nimo nga gina-target ka?
Well, sa ako ang statement kaganiha, I mentioned the enemies of our reforms nga nasagasaan sa atong reforma. No, sa ato ang maayong development trust pag palambo sa probinsya. And with that sniping incident, that was the time I was running for governor. These reforms that we are introducing now, these development programs, were the one which I promised to the people that we should do once get elected as governor together with my team Asinso. So, so far, muna ang akong kanang panlantaw kay when it comes to personal enemies, mura man og wala ko'y ma-mention nga akong personal enemy. No. Wa ko'y makita nga personally nabikil na ko on personal matters.
Lastly sa PNP. Sir, kanina si Philippine Army ano siya duha ka bomb making is a very murag accurate kay na siya nga skills, no? Duha ka book gi-mention kanina, duha ka pangalan nga taga Guerrilla Front Sendong. Pero sa region-wide, Mindanao-wide, there's only very few who are capable of making bombs, no? Unsay mga inventory sa police, sir? Nga na naman sa duha ka ngalan gi-mention. Sa PNP, sir, sa inyong side, sa Region 10, unsay may mga inventory sa mga bomb-making skills? Kanang mga, like say, Marawi, like NPA, no? Gwapo mo to nga lead, no? Nanay mga very specific skills mo ganing bomb making. Sa PNP, sir, ano sa may inyong sa inyong end?
Based on dun sa result of the post-blast investigation conducted by our EOD teams, this is a signature bomb of threat groups. So threat groups meaning pwedeng local terrorist groups, pwedeng CTGs, pwedeng criminal gangs because the ingredients is commercially available. But lain ang sitwasyon namin sa PNP because we really have to be objective sa investigation. So as of now, we cannot make a conclusive remarks kung kinsang group ang involved, kung kinsay personality ang involved because the investigation is ongoing. And kung musulti ko sa specific groups or specific individuals right now, that would be a conclusion of facts. And that would be a mortal sin sa amuang balahod sa investigations. So, so far that's all I can answer right now.
Okay, one last question, sir, sa PNP.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that worrying, sir, nga before na gun for hire? Now, it is very worrying that there could be a bomb maker for hire.
That's a very alarming question, no? Which has to be addressed by the law enforcers.
Yes, that's talagang very alarming yun, no? That's why, as I've said earlier, the PNP is continuously conducting threat assessments on all of our elected government officials diri sa Misamis Occidental. And from those threat assessments, we can upgrade or downgrade the security coverage for each of them. So, mao po to ang among procedure.
Gob,
Yes,
May I?
Mr. Paul Kabayba from the XDD.
yes sir, 2 points. One, PD, good morning. This is for you. Gusto lang ko categorical. Though I'm not dwelling actually really on the postings on the social media. Pero sir, katubang klases bomba gigamit. The characteristics of it, the compounds of it, pila ka kilo, unsay enhancer gigamit. Unsa man to, pang-ambush mi to? O how do you define it? How do we combat on it on the social media? Kaya ba to? I-self-inflict?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the question. So, as I've said, it is a confirmed improvised explosive device base sa estimate ng ato ang EOD experts is the content of the explosive is about 2 kilos. No? Ang iyang enhancers is kanang
Concrete nails.
nails, no, lansang, no?
Concrete
It's
nails.
about 1 inch in diameter. No, so it's really a destructive component. No, it's considered as high explosives. But to answer your question as of now is we really don't have a prepared answer because that would be a conclusion of facts.
In short, we are not ruling out those ambush me insinuation.
Come again?
Hindi po natin nirule out yung ambush me insinuation. That's still part of,
It's part of the investigation actually.
but the kind of explosives being used, sino namang andyan sa tamang pag-iisip na gagamitin yun to self-inflict? Di po ba? Second question po. I was bothered yung spokesman kanina kasi parating name drop yung good name ng Chief PNP. That might sow some misconceptions or misinterpretations amongst us here in Misamis Occidental. Sir, sa akin parang wala akong basbas talaga actually ba't babanggitin po yung pangalan na nun? Sir, would you be kind enough to tell the PNP chief? Kasi name drop parati yung pangalan niya just to show confusion or conflicts between the local officials. Eh, paano po yun makarating doon kay Chief PNP? Yung pag name drop parati ng pangalan niya. Can we have a assurance from you to actually tell the good PNP chief that this guy are using his name? Or this fellow, this spokesperson, can we not consider him as a person of interest as well?
Yes, actually, we're planning to invite him for the conduct of investigation. So, based on our procedures, we can send an invitation to him so that he can execute statements, no? So that he can provide more information about, say, yung post, so that we can also subject him to investigation if it is warranted by our procedures. So we can consider him also we can actually require him to appear before the investigation office of the PNP based on his statements.
That name dropping of the good PNP chief, how do we treat that one?
We can make a report of the statements he made and bring it to the attention of the Chief PNP so that the Chief PNP would be aware that his name is being dragged in this situation.
Thank you, Colonel.
Yes,
Governor, thank you.
Yeah. In furtherance to that question raised, Colonel, I think in fairness to our PNP chief, no, na ginagamit yung pangalan niya, by a person who identifies himself. So it's not a dummy, no. So I think it deserves some sort of a statement from the PNP chief to clear his name. Kasi kung palulusutin yan without some sort of statement coming from the PNP chief or from the PNP, then it could create doubt on the investigations that is being made by the PNP, especially so on that latest statement na nakialam tayo. Like for instance, can you please post post in that post in relation to the quotation made by Mr. Aguirre, imputing it to be what was said by the PNP chief? Okay, can you please read it, Paul?
And to quote General Acorde Bilay, open quotation, di nako mailad ani, kita nako aning drama aning tawhana atong December 21 nga ardi pa ko sa Region 10, end of quote.
Yes, we request the PD to have a screenshot on that, and probably because it's putting words in the mouth of our PNP chief. That's unfair to our PNP chief. No, and that is not only unfair to the PNP chief, but that is also unfair to the institution. No, and who is these people who can just ruin the good image of the institution and the good name of the PNP chief?
Rest assured, sir, that I will make the necessary report about this address to our headquarters so that the Chief PNP can be properly informed about this post.
Sige, thank you with that, and then the one that I presented earlier, can you please flash it again, that statement of Mr. Aguirre, who was claiming that he knows kung kinsay gabomba.
Si General Acorda mismo na-engage ano 2021 because way back then, he was the regional director of regional police then. With it, ang yang tao na si Colonel Obo nga di yun ganahan. If in case, ngayon si Henry Wabinal nga di siya gusto nga si Monaco ba ay muli sa investigation. Di siya gusto nga si Brigadier General Ricardo Layon. Or di siya gusto si Chief PNP mo execute sa order sa presidente sa mga na nato kinsa mayang ka-investigaron. Si Richie Sumagan, ako idol. Una-una abiyan ninyo. Tugaan lang gusto tinuod. Ni, chat mo na ako, text mo na ako, call mo na ako. Nga, kabalo mo, ang nagpahigayon anang roadside ban, si Kuan, ano ba? Di ba? Kami kabalo naman gumi. Matawag sa sarili, kabalo eh. But anyway, makabot rin niya po na. Kaya mayroon man si Presidente, di England man si Waminal, ay kabalaka, ay paimbestigaran ako na ni Kuan, General Acorda. Mana ko na si General, ay kabalaka, Governor Waminal. Paimbestigaran ako na, ako ay muli sa investigasyon.
If you want to react, you can react now. But if you reserve, what is important that the public would be assured that there must be something that has to be taken by the Philippine National Police. Kay medyo murag gipasabong ta, no? And it's muddling the investigation. May we hear from you, Colonel?
Based sa yung statements, Gob, is that we can treat him as a person of interest. So we will do the necessary action to invite him for this investigation.
Okay. Sige, thank you very much. Attorney Aquino, you were raising your hand? No, no, okay. So, yes, our provincial tourism officer.
Mayong buntag sa tanan, mayong buntag Gov. Mo respond lang ko kay natandog ko sa mga statements nga akong nabasa kaganina. Ako lang i-highlight kanang kabahin sa statement nga ambush me. Medyo natandog ko kay personally ako gina siyang i-condemn. Isip bag-ong piniyalan sa Provincial Tourism Office. Nahimo man kong tipik o kabahin sa programa sa 5M sa atong mga kabaranggayan. Nya nasayod man tatanan nga ang atong provincial government headed by our hardworking governor. Gipanghingusgan gyud nato ang turismo nga ang atong direction mahimong makita sa mapa sa Mindanao ang Misamis Occidental as leading tourist destination. Kay balupod tang kaluha sa paglambo sa turismo, mausad ang pagpatunhay sa kahusay o kalinaw. Matag 5M nga naa ko didto kauban sa ato ang planning officer, ato gyud nang gi-cascade o gipasabot sa atong mga kabaranggayan unsa ka importante ang kahusay o kalinaw sa barangay para makabuot nato atong damgo nga mulambo ang turismo. Sayon ra pod kay nato analyson kinsa man kunong leader amahan sa probinsya nga naningkamot nga atong ipalambo ang turismo ug nagdamgo nga insurgency free na ang Misamis Occidental unya maghimo og kanang iyang kalihukan para may bomba nga iskina nga dili lang pang national ang kuan kun dili international. So kani ako lang ning gisulti para masabtan pagyud sa atong mga katawhan nga wala pa makasabot sa direksyon og damgo sa atong probinsya ang kahusay o kalinaw ug ang mulambo ang turismo. Pero abi ninyo musulti lang ko Gov mo react lang ko sa gisulti nimo sa imong hagit nga sa atong turismo nga programa, we will not consider this as a setback. We will never consider this as a setback. In fact, kaluoy sa Ginoo, despite sa hitabo, kagahapon lang adlaw, nibalik na ang kumpiyansa sa atong mga turis nga tagalaing lugar. Kagahapong adlaw lang, aduna kitay dagkong grupo sa LIM Reunion Association, no, nag-national convention sila, disuroy sila diri sa Misamis Occidental. Nya napagyutay isa ka grupo nga Knights of Rizal sa islang Special Assembly sa Mindanao. Ni anhi sila sa Misamis Occidental, ilang gipili ang Misamis Occidental nga venue sa ilang national events. So atong nakita nga balik ang kumpiyansa kabaluman ta kani adto nga naatay dili kaayo maayo nga imahe sa atong probinsya, no, sa labi na sa Osamis, pero ilang gipili ding dagko nga mga grupo nga ang Osamis City mo'y ilahang venue sa ilahang convention. So kini ako ning gisulti kay ako natandog ko, nasakitan ko mayon nga ambush me, no? So kinsa man ang nagplastar ana naningkamot ang atong provincial government. Ako sang buhatan kay gitahasan ta sa gobyerno, mutabang mi. Ato gyud ang tabangan tanan mo na nga Gov, kami sa Office of the Provincial Tourism, Culture and Arts, we will not consider this as a setback. We will remain positive about of all what is happening right now. Mao lang na akong ipa-ambit o i-respond.
Okay, thank you very much. Considering that there is still another provincial activity that has to be done, and this time will be the meeting of the Joint Task Force on Election. which will be held in Tangob. And in the afternoon, we will have our NIDA roadshow. No? So maybe before we proceed to the other matters, I would appreciate our battalion commander of the Philippine Army and of course to our provincial director of the Philippine National Police to take note of those that were raised and siguro to expedite the investigation so that the earlier this will be solved, the clearer will be ang kabalaka o ang kanang pagka relax o pag-strengthen sa kumpiyansa sa atong mga katawhan atong ma-achieve. So I believe that is also one of the meetings why one of the reasons why this Peace and Order Council is meeting today in order to address these special concerns. No? Okay. So the period of open forum is now over. We will proceed now to other matters. Yes, okay. Yes, ma'am, Dr. Rasol of the TISDA.
Thank you po, Mr. Chair. Since it's over, but I want to appeal just a suggestion, since I'm also a concerned a citizen of Misamis Occidental. Okay, so I would like to address this to Sir PD. Sir, I commend your threat assessment and it's ongoing. Yes. I would like to suggest, if I may propose to this council to further strengthen, if there can be a management, a threat or threat management, of which the process is really used to make use of the cyber security. So cyber security to prevent cyber attacks. So like for instance, the bomb or the cyber security protection of wherein there would be a logic bomb in security. So this is very important and need for the governor since 4 times of the threat, but don't worry, Gov, because God really loves you, because He protects you from danger. So there can be a certain cyber security bites, it's a time bomb attacks, para we can identify and determine if there are certain of the ransoms created where there can be a time bomb attacks. So this will be designated to delay the execution for weeks. So if I may suggest to this body to propose threat management process and cybersecurity protection and bombing prevention. Thank you po, Go.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Rasol. Your proposal and your observation shall be taken serious consideration by this council. Yes, any other matters before Kuan? Yeah, Vice Mayor Chacha Estanio, the President of the Vice Mayor's League, before recognizing Mayor Acosta.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Gov. It just occurred to me the earlier presentations and discussions. It's not for the reason nga to doubt no the capability of the PNP to conduct such investigation. Pero na-realize ako Gov nga wala man po kayo mag-prevent na to request the other agency to conduct a parallel investigation like the NBI or naanabay prior nga request to the NBI to conduct a parallel investigation for the incident Gov. Okay, o wala pa, then I propose to this body no, to pass a resolution requesting the NBI to conduct the same parallel investigation for the bombing incident.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong for this council now to pass such kind of resolution if that is the pleasure of the members.
Okay, so thank you, Gob. So I so move that a resolution be passed to that effect, requesting the NBI through the National Director to conduct a parallel investigation on the recent bombing incident that took place last October 15.
There is a motion. Is it duly seconded? There's a motion duly seconded that a resolution be passed by this council to request the, I think we have to address it to the Secretary of Justice, no, because NBI is under his
Yes, exactly.
jurisdiction to direct the NBI to conduct a parallel investigation in relation to this incident. Is there any comment, remarks, objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Yeah. Any other matters? Yeah. Mayor Acosta of the city of Oroquita.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning sa tanang mga members sa PPOC. Earlier, we heard the reports of the PNP and the military with regards to the bombing incident that took place on October 15. And we are thankful that both institutions are doing its best to investigate the matter. Daghan kayong salamat ninyo, anak sir. But Mr. Chair, this representation would like to emphasize or give emphasis on the word investigation, because the future action of the provincial government, the different local chief executives, the law enforcement agencies, and the governor himself and the PPOC will be determined by the result of an investigation. Maunang, in spite of the fact that the PNP and the Armed Forces of the Philippines have already started their investigation, di man pud tingali daotan. Susama sa giingon ni Vice Mayor Chacha na mo request putag parallel investigation sa NBI, ang atoa pong PPOC pwede pud tingali mo unsa na mo sugod og ato ang kaugalingon nga parallel investigation. Kay Mr. Chair, I am disturbed as a member of the PPOC because the chairman of the PPOC himself is the target of the attack. An attack to any member of the PPOC is an attack to the PPOC and to the provincial government as a whole. So, it is the concern of everybody. Maunang, if the members of the PPOC are amenable, then mas maayo po tingali mupasarta og resolution to authorize the chair himself to come up with a task force that would investigate the matter, because this is already the second time nga nahitabo sa MISOC. Kaganina lang, when the good governor made his opening statements, we were refreshed of what happened in December 22, 2021. And murag ingno nato gikasubo nato, no? Nga wala gani nahitabo ana nga kasuha. So ang atoa pong PPOC karon, para kanako, I'm not undermining, as I have said, no, and I want that on record. The investigations made already by the PNP and the Armed Forces of the Philippines, but rather we want results. Kay we can never move forward if walay resulta sa mahimo nga investigasyon. It will always be speculative, no? Maunang if I mentioned earlier, if everybody's amenable, I will be moving. Now, this representation would like to pass a motion that the chairman of the Provincial Peace and Order Council, the chairman of the Provincial Peace and Order Council, the governor himself, form a task force that would investigate the matter, the incident that took place on October 15, and to reopen the reinvestigation of the incident that took place in December of 2021. On joint sponsorship, Mr. Chairman, so that everybody will be on board as far as that resolution is concerned.
Is there any second? But anyway, before, for discussion purposes, the chair would like to quickly react on the proposal for me to form a task force. Then, if I am the one authorized to form the task force, it might appear self-serving, and the credibility would be that not that high, considering that I am the one creating it. No. And yeah, it would probably be different if it is the council would itself create the task force, and then in order to achieve what was discussed or what was presented by the city mayor of Oroquita, just a very short backdrop of that incident. That happened 11 o'clock in the evening of October 15. On that day, I was supposed to join the conceptual parade in Oroquita in order to pilot that airplane, which was the float of the provincial government. So kung simba ko o wala ko to, naka-join ko dito o dito to nilagi, butang can just imagine the number of people. Or in the night before, I was supposed to be the guest of the city of Oroquita to deliver a message in their Misla Kambini. And again, if that was placed there, I could just imagine, I cannot accept what's going to happen. So that in that connection, may we hear from our legal officer, who is a member of our of this council, on your legal opinion on how to address that kind of proposal, rather than the governor doing it. Yeah, Attorney Aquino, you have the floor.
Mr. Chair, actually in the DILG memorandum, there is a specific provision that allows the committee to create a special action committee regarding such incidents. So I would like to read the specific provision. So the committee is allowed to create a special action committee to address the immediate issues on peace and order and public safety in case of emergencies. So in relation to the incident, it is a peace and order emergency, Mr. Chair.
What is that memorandum circular that you are reading? Can you please inform the council?
Mr. Chair, it is the memorandum circular on the guidelines of the provincial peace and order councils in the national, the regional, and the provincial sectors.
So it is the law that provides the creation of all the councils, national, regional, and provincial peace and order council, and outlining the guidelines of its duties and function.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. What can you say, Mayor Acosta, in relation to that?
Instead of addressed to the chair of this council, then the resolution will be rewarded to to authorize the council to form a task force instead, as amended.
Authorize or to create now?
To create,
Yeah.
as amended, Mr. Chair.
Okay, is that seconded? It has been moved and duly seconded that as a special action committee, no, that's the terminology of be created for purposes of addressing these special concerns on peace and order, which just had happened just a week ago. Are we going to limit the action, the coverage of the Special Action Committee on this particular happening, or probably expand to include previous happenings?
To expand the previous happenings, Mr. Chair, especially the December 2021 incident.
Okay. Yes, Mr. El Bambo, our provincial fire marshal, any?
Good morning, everyone and everybody. If time will allow us, can we name, sir, the specific members of those special committee, if time will allow us today?
Okay, let's first approve the creation, and then the filling of members. We will address it after approving the resolution. So there is a resolution for the creation of such a special committee with the powers and functions as outlined in the memorandum circular of the DILG, outlining the duties and functions of the Peace and Order Council. Is there any remarks, further comments, objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. So let us now proceed to the composition or the filling up of members so that they can work, or what's the pleasure? Yes, Mayor Jojo Chong.
Suggest, Gov, that this will be through executive order na lang siguro, Gov, from you, so that this will be analyzed as to who will be the membership of this committee.
Come again?
I would suggest that the names of the members should be from your executive order na lang, so that if given that opportunity, so that this will be thoroughly thought as to who will be the members of this committee.
So you are proposing that the governor should issue an executive order to compose the members of the committee.
Yes, Gov. Then,
So some sort of authorizing the governor
yes.
to fill up the chairman and members of this committee through an executive order.
Okay.
There's a motion authorizing the governor to issue an executive order to fill up the composition of the chairman and members of that special action committee. Seconded by the president of the Mayor's League. Are there any remarks, comments, objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Gov, secondly, if you will note, last time that you appeared before the Senate inquiry, you were promised by Senator Bato that you will be given update as to the Senate inquiry regarding the incident of December 22. The promise was we should be updated on or before September 30, but now it's already October 23 and we have not received any update from the Senate as to what really will be their actions, whether or not they will have to perform Senate inquiry on this matter. I would like to move that a resolution should be made that we will follow it up to the Senate regarding the update of that Senate inquiry, so that we will also have the opportunity that this incident will be under inquiry of the Senate.
There is a motion from Mayor Chong, duly seconded, that a resolution be adopted inquiring or making a follow-up to the Senate as to the update on what was discussed. I think that was discussed after the manifestation made by our Vice Governor in relation to that incident. So, is there any objection? Remarks, comment? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Are there any other matters that this body, because I understand the provincial director of the police and our battalion commander, they are needed in Tangub City this morning for the finalization of the instruction by the COMELEC insofar as the conduct of the October 30 barangay and SK election. So if there is an information from our provincial director of the DILG. Sir, you have the floor.